Karenina Scire is potentially the strongest member of the Dark Team. Her frame name comes from the Middle English word meaning bright. Despite being a tank, she gives even the attacker Luna Laurel a run for her money. But if she can delete enemies like this, why are so many people skipping her and instead choosing Kamui Tenebrion, a launch character who hits like a wet paper bag? To answer that, we'll have to talk about the role of tanks in PGR. The term tank tends to cause a lot of misunderstanding in PGR. Although they do tend to be beefy and bolster their own HP with shields, their main role is to shred apart the defenses of your enemies. Thus, a popular fan term for lowering physical defense and elemental resistance is shred. It can't be understated how pivotal a tank's role is in a team. In the case of our dark tanks, they can all inflict a debuff on enemies called Chain Fusion, which decreases dark resistance. The higher the percentage associated with Chain Fusion, the more your tank can soften up the enemy, the more damage your team can deal. Keep this in mind as we go forward. Just like you need to keep in mind the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid features a super detailed and tactical RPG battle system, incredible graphics, and intense combination of PvE and PvP content. There are over 700 unique and powerful champions to collect and choose from, like my favorite character, Rihog Bonespear of the Shadowkin faction. Speaking of factions, characters hail from one of 15 awesome factions, from orcs to undead to elves, but the best one is lizardmen, don't at me. Take on 12 terrifying dungeons to earn amazing loot, each containing a brutal boss that'll take all your tactical skill to defeat. Battle against players from all around the world in 3 exciting PvP modes. Enjoy regular updates, adding in new champions, modes, and features for players to enjoy. You can even take your progress from mobile and keep playing on desktop. Raid's a worldwide phenomenon, with over 400 million players in 190 plus countries, and it's only getting bigger. Did you know there's also a limited YouTube series called Raid Call of the Arbiter? There's also a bunch of brand new content in Raid Shadow Legends related to Call of the Arbiter, including a free legendary champion, the mighty Orc Warlord Artak. All you have to do to get him is log into Raid for 7 days between now and July 24th. Easy! Use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get the bonuses on screen. Karenina is the first character in PGR who deals 100% elemental damage.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
In this case, Dark Element. This means she can take full advantage of dark elemental weaknesses as she lays waste to her enemies. She can close distance with her red orb, pull enemies into a straight line with her blue orb, and with her yellow orb she can slow enemies down and keep them suspended in the air. Her blue and yellow orbs can even combo into each other, firing off the first one you pinged repeatedly. Super fun, but not all that useful in practice. Like all new S-rank Omniframes, her signature move has time lag calculation, the ability to pause the stage timer. But the real meat of her moveset is her core passive, the Spin to Win. If her current orb lineup contains a 3-ping, hold basic attack to begin charging. Conveniently, while in this brief charging state, she'll have super armor and will take much less damage than usual. At S and double S rank, she'll consume up to 2 sets of 3-pings, then strike the enemy up into the air, dealing damage on the upswing. After this, she'll catapult herself up automatically, and from there, tapping basic attack repeatedly will have Karenina launch into a devastating spin attack again and again. She can do this jump and spin combo up to 3 times in a row. Since mashing the basic attack button makes her spin faster and extend her time in the air, aim for around a 50 combo before she lands back on the ground each time. It's over the top and incredibly satisfying. Not only can this be awesomely powerful with the right investment, it's also quick. Karenina needs almost no time at all to go from 0 to 100. Using her core passive will also make her next signature move stronger, and she can instantly activate her signature move anytime during her core passive. Because her core passive is so powerful, you'll find yourself saving her orbs for this instead of pinging them normally. The thing about Karenina is that she majorly benefits from investment, more so than most PGR characters. Remember Chain Fusion? The thing that lowers enemy dark resistance? Well, her 6-star signature weapon boosts Karenina's Chain Fusion from 15% to 25%. This means that not only do her attacks hit harder, but so will the attacks of her allies that follow the use of her QTE. Karenina also uniquely benefits from evolution. See, all characters can be evolved from their base rank with Inver Shards. For S-rank Omniframes, a limited amount of shards can be earned through Phantom Pain Cage for free, but it will only get you as far as double S rank. Anything beyond that must be obtained by collecting duplicate copies of a character from a banner. However, for Karenina Scire, and every character that releases after her, you won't only receive benefits from double S rank, triple S rank, and triple S plus rank, but also from the nodes between ranks. Here are Karenina's most significant power upgrades from evolution. Starting small at double S rank, when she's charging her core passive, all her orbs will be arranged in order of color, meaning you'll be more likely to max out the charge. At this point, you'll almost exclusively use her for her QTE. Double S3 is the first real milestone, and obtained by reaching double S rank plus 3 additional nodes. With her signature weapon, this is the point where you'll start bringing her onto the field to deal damage. Along with general buffs, the most important perk is it allows Karenina to consume an additional 3 ping while charging. This makes her core passive significantly stronger. When played right, double S3 Karenina with her weapon is roughly as strong as triple S Luna, a major advantage for spenders. Triple S rank increases core passive damage overall, but also causes both her allies' QTEs to activate when entering charging mode. Using ally QTEs can as much as triple her damage, so this is pretty huge. Finally, triple S3 is triple S rank plus the next 3 nodes. Here she benefits from a huge damage increase. And like double S3, this lets Karenina consume yet another 3 ping while charging. If you've been counting, that's a total of 4 3 pings she can eat up, which adds more damage to her core passive too. And, as a cherry on top, when Karenina is off-field, she'll gain an extra 3 ping when an ally uses their signature move. Triple S3 turns Karenina into an absolute monster, with the potential to deal more damage than even triple S plus Luna. As you can see, Karenina thrives off 3 pings, so everything in her kit contributes to her getting as many as possible. Lastly, her bunny. This cub conveniently gathers enemies when activating Karenina's core passive. If you have any black cards left after getting her weapon and evolving her to double S3 or above, this cub is handy if you plan to have her on field a lot. Alright, how does she compare to the other S-rank dark tank, Kamui, Tenebrion? Assuming both characters are at S rank and neither have signature weapons, Luna Laurel will be your best dark damage dealer, and your tank will be relegated to a QTE bot. At this level of investment, Karenina makes a slightly better QTE bot than Kamui. This is because her flavor of Chain Fusion decreases enemy dark resistance by 15% for 12 seconds, compared to Kamui's 10% for 6 seconds. Number 21, also has the ability to decrease enemy dark resistance by 10%, but it only lasts 5 seconds, and she only gets that perk at triple S rank on a couple of moves, including her QTE. Still, she's a solid alternative for those who have neither Kamui nor Karenina. Karenina becomes a notably better QTE bot with her signature weapon because it adds a cool 10% to her Chain Fusion, bringing it to a total of 25%. When it comes to QTE bots, Kamui doesn't need his signature weapon since it doesn't increase the effectiveness of his Chain Fusion. A 5-star weapon is perfectly fine for him. However, at double S rank, his Dark Form gets a 15% boost to Chain Fusion, increasing it from 10% to 25%, the same as Karenina with her signature weapon. I repeat, he has to be in Dark Form to get this boost, so make sure to switch him in and activate his signature move at the start of battle. Once you do, you can swap him out. He'll stay in Dark Form off-field indefinitely. So with all that in mind, let's compare costs. Please note that our calculations assume that you get everything at Pity. Your mileage may vary. The first copy of Karenina will cost up to 15,000 BC. To upgrade her Chain Fusion to 25%, you'll need her signature weapon, which will cost 7,500 BC, for a total of 22,500 BC. If you want to get her to double S3, the most efficient way will be to pull 2 copies of her from the banner, and then purchase 27 shards with Phantom Pain Scars. Along with her weapon, that's a total of 37,500 BC, or more if you're unlucky with her weapon pulls. And big spenders can expect to pay an eye-watering 97,500 BC to evolve her to triple S3 and get her weapon. Kamui Tenebrion, on the other hand, maxes out his Chain Fusion at double S rank with a 5-star weapon, and, while he doesn't have the sheer destructive power of double S3 Karenina, he can match her as a QTE bot, as long as you take the time to get him into Dark Form first. While the setup time might cost you a place on the leaderboards, it won't stop you from clearing content. That means Kamui Tenebrion only costs 15,000 BC if you pull him from a banner, but because he's so old, many players already have him. The other thing is, he's available on the beginner S-rank selector, so you could even get him 100% free if you really wanted, though we wouldn't recommend it. Liv Luminance is a better choice until she's usurped by Elisa in the summer of 2024. So, should you pull Karenina Scire? The answer is yes and no. It depends who's asking. At low investment, Kamui Tenebrion is the clear winner. So skip Karenina if you want to use double S rank Kamui and don't mind taking the time to activate his dark form. You can't afford to gamble on pulling Karenina's signature weapon. And of course, don't pull for Karenina if it prevents you pulling future Omni frames like Bianca's future frame, or perhaps someone on the anniversary banner, which will run alongside Karenina's debut. However, it doesn't take much investment for Karenina to outclass Kamui, so we recommend pulling for her if you don't have Kamui Tenebrion, or don't enjoy playing Kamui, or you got sick of looking at his face. You plan to get her signature weapon. With her hammer, she's the best dark tank for the foreseeable future, even at S or double S rank. Remember that you can get her now and pull her weapon later. And lastly, if you're a spender and have about 37,500 BC to spare, you can turn her into one of the best dark damage dealers in the game at double S3 with her signature weapon. Since she's 100% guaranteed at 60 pulls during her debut, now's the best time to pull for her. However, this is definitely not required to clear content or enjoy PGR, so plan accordingly. Speaking of planning, check out this video if you haven't picked up Hakema's Star Veil yet, and don't forget to check the link in the pinned comment.
I'm going to blow these up into the sky.